What is going on, peeps? We are back with another fun little adventure we're doing. Heading back up to the UP. I haven't been up there fishing in a while. Gonna fish one of the lakes I used to frequent. Looking for some crappies. I haven't been on a good crappie bite and it's been a while. So we're heading back up there to see what we can do. Plan on fishing all day, so hopefully we get onto some fish, and hopefully we got something to show you guys. So but yeah, it's gonna be a fun trip. I'm pretty excited about it. So hopefully we get on some fish and have something to show you guys. So we'll see y'all in a bit. Gotcha. Oh. Oh, Jesus.
Maybe that's what I should have done. Stuck that hole in the water.
Okay. He's an angry little elf.
Can you see him?
Not yet. We got about 6 feet to go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's pulling.
Oh, he didn't like that at all. It's very bass-like.
Yeah.
Northern, damn it.
Another northern. Yeah.
I know.
Northern.
Don't get bit.
Greasy. He's got bite marks on him.
Ooh.
There's a bigger northern in here trying to eat him. I literally just picked it up.
Crazy.
I'm like, what is it stuck on?
I brought it up and put it down.
That's insanity, babe.
Whoa!
Is it big? Let me record you.
I think it's a northern.
They just like you.
Dude, that's wild.
I can't.
I literally just picked it up and I'm like, why
I
is
didn't
it
even
stuck?
get out the door.
I know.
I had one
That's
leg out the door.
Holy fuck, it's pretty big time. I have your line too.
Oh, shit.
It's fine. Just open the bail.
I'm trying to record you.
I mean, it's a freaking decent pike.
You got a big head. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Careful with the teeth.
Yeah, that's not bad.
24 on it, 20. Dang, he's pulling some drag.
Probably a northern. Shaking his head like a northern. Oh, big old Archie.
Like what?
Yep.
Holy moly, yeah. Holy crap, look at that snake.
Nice.
Beautiful fish.
That's a keeper, eh?
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep this.
Nice, huh?
Wait. Hold it out.
It's a nice little... What is going on, peeps? So we are back from the lake. Didn't really do as well as I thought. Didn't get any of the target species that I was hoping for. I talked to a couple guys out on the lake, and they said that the lake's actually been past couple years has been really heavily fished, so I can probably attribute our lack of success to that. Did catch some decent fish. Some didn't get on camera. A lot of smaller bluegills too. I'm not going to bore you guys with that because, you know, they're bluegills. But as you can see in the video, we were using some tip-ups, some iFish Pros, iFish Pro 2.0 to be exact. Now, I bought these, I actually got a good deal on them, Fleet Farm, Black Friday kind of thing. Buy two, get one free, so ended up being like 40 bucks a piece or something like that, which is a pretty solid deal on that. So, but when I first bought them, I was kind of struggling a little bit to really get them dialed in and that kind of stuff. I will say once they're set up, they're super convenient. The issue that I guess I run into is if you're setting them up at or resetting them up at different depths, it becomes a little bit tricky, you know, moving the bobber stop and all that good stuff. But what I want to show you guys is basically how cool these freaking things are. They work really well. The nice thing is you don't have to hand line, which I know a lot of people, they enjoy hand lining the fish. I'm not one of those people. Like traditional tip ups I'll use, I'm cool with it. I like reeling my fish in. So I'm going to show you how to set these up, what they do, how, you know, what they come with, all that stuff, to kind of give you guys a little how-to on that. So let's get started. So they come with a couple little clips here that you'll see. These little guys here are the main trigger system that is going to set off the tip up. So I'll pull one of these out. It does come with a lot of spares. So it comes with two set up here. They got the nice little convenient little holders for them. See if you can see that there. Got nice little holders there, and also the bag of spares that I just kind of kept on for right now. So I'm going to show you the rod first, and then how we set this up on the iFish Pro. So what I've been using I got 3 iFish Pros. I bought 3 of these 13 Fishing Microtech walleye rods. They are a 28-foot medium. I really like these rods. Kind of a all-around walleye. You can catch northerns. Obviously, you see in the video, I caught some bass on them. Kind of a nice overall good rod. You can get them for like 50 bucks. Other thing you're gonna need is a pack of the, whatever you want to call it, thread bobber stop. So first thing we're gonna do is get one of these out. So depending on the depth of where you're fishing, you know, you can set up a depth finder, weight, whatever. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna pull a little bit of line out and set it up. Obviously, you're gonna want to set yours up with whatever depth of water that you're wanting to fish with. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna pull out some line here and set it up how I normally set it. So depth obviously is not going to be super accurate for this one, but I don't need 20 feet of line out. So first thing, obviously slip your line through there, tie off your hook. Again, put your depth finder on that. You reel up foot, 2 feet off the bottom, whatever you're doing. Or the way I do it is I bring my flasher with me to see where I'm at. If you don't have a flasher, again, the little clip-on, you know, depth finder lead you can get for like a couple bucks. So, but for the sake of this video, so once you figure out what depth you'll be fishing at, so your bobber stop is going to be basically from where the ice starts. So make sure you got that figured out. So basically just take this, it's got a little plastic straw, so take and slip the thread off of that, pull your little straw out, and then cinch down on both ends of this here. Now you want to kind of cinch down on this pretty good, because the way it's going to work, I'll show you in a second, you want to make sure that this is not sliding up and down your line, so make sure you cinch down on this pretty good. So all this extra thread you definitely don't need, so I usually take and cut it to about 1/2 inch or so. So just in case it does come loose, you can always tighten it back down. So cut the little excess off there, and then at this point you're going to take your trigger, right, and it's got, you can see it's got 2 little slotted holes there. One is the inside one is smaller than the outside one, so that's what I've been slipping it in. So basically take your line, feed it through that. Also take into consideration when you're marking your depth that you know, compensate for, you know, when I tie a hook on the end of this, I'm probably going to lose 1 inch or 2 you know, of depth. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. So basically slide this up, slide it up to your bobber stop, tie on your hook of choice. What I'm gonna do, since I was fishing for crappies and that kind of thing, which I use pretty small hooks like 14s, 16s, stuff like that. So I have, basically what I got here is a little Mustad, I think this is a 14 maybe. So this, even it sounds crazy, but even this little hook, I was catching bass and northerns on this tiny hook. So it's not impossible. So let's get this tied up and I'll show you what we're doing here. All right, got our hook tied up. With this one, I was fishing small minnows. Again, I was targeting crappie, so fishing. I do pretty good with rosies. Throw a comment down there and let me know what you guys use for smaller panfish, perch, crappie, bluegill, stuff like that. What do you guys typically use? Let me know in the comments here. So I just use a really small split shot. Usually throw a couple of them on there. Pardon my sniffles, it's cold out there today, so been running around outside a little bit, so pardon my sniffles. I'm not sick, just it's a little chilly out there today. So just like that, give it, I don't know, 18 inches between your hook and your split shots. Make sure it gets down there, but make sure your split shot, make sure your split shots are not super close to your hook, right? You want that minnow to have some breathing room, right? Some swimming room. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
So let's get into setting this up. All right, this might be a little tricky because I'm balancing on the edge of this table here, but so first off, take this little section out. Let's try and set this up here so you guys can see it. Yeah, I can still pull it through. So other cool thing, this thing has a little wing nut on it. You can loosen that up. You can move this around based on your rod size. I haven't really noticed it being that big of a deal moving this around, so I just keep it set all the way out. So, rod. One thing you want to make sure you do when you're dropping your line down is make sure you're holding onto your trigger, right? Otherwise, it could end up down in your hole. So, we got our minnow on here. So we're gonna drop that as much as I possibly can. There we go. Feed that through there. We're gonna feed this all the way down. Open up our bail. At this point, we want to drop our flag down. Let's see if I can make it so you can easily see this. So drop our flag down. We're going to take our trigger mechanism here and we're going to basically run that through there. So hopefully you guys can see that there. So let me get you guys a little bit closer here. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. Perfect. So there's 3 different levels here. So you can see your first one is light, as you can probably tell. Not on the flag, so that doesn't help. Alright, so your first one's light. So there's 3 little notches in here. So you got your first notch being lighter, second notch being about medium, and then your third notch being heavier, right? So based on what I was fishing for, I set this up on the lighter setting. So let me pull this back out and get my trigger back in there. It's kind of weird setting this thing up inside, but you get the gist of it. So go to our first notch there. So as the line goes down, I'll put you guys up here. So as you can see, this line bobber stopper is going to, as the line gets pulled through, is going to stop at that little notch, right? So fish is gonna come, grab your bait, hit this trigger, bang, rod goes up. Other key thing with this is, get this set back up. Key thing with this is when you put your rod in here, let's work it around here. When you put your rod in the little rod holder, you keep your bail open, right? So let's set this back up real quick. So you have your rod all set up here, that's in here, it's looking good. Keep your bail open on your reel, so that way once your fish comes in, grabs your minnow, sets off your flag, if it's, keep your line on the one side, usually I'll try and set the rod up to be line away from that, and check your wind too. Wind kind of affects it from what I've gathered. But as a fish is taking line, kind of like a tip up, like it has the opportunity to just keep pulling line out of your bail. Other thing you could do if you really wanted to, if you are in a little bit windier situation, you can always close your bail, set your drag lower, so that way once it does take, it's just going to end up pulling drag, as opposed to, you know, your bail being open. Right, so that part is up to you, whatever you want to do. Just make sure that if you do have your drag set low, that once you get to your rod, move everything out of the way, you turn your drag back up, right? Nothing like setting the hook on a nice fish with your drag set to -40. So hopefully that helps some of you guys out there that are trying these out. I mean, they're super freaking sweet. I've really, I mean, I've used them a few times. I think this video would have been the third time that I've used these, and I really enjoy them. Like I said, the one thing that was difficult, I guess, for me was if I do want to change depths, you got to move the bobber stop around and stuff like that. And I haven't really found a good way, once the bobber stop is on there, maybe you guys can drop a comment down below, of changing the depth of your bobber stopper. I haven't used a lot of bobber stoppers, so if you guys have any insight for that, I'd love to see it. You know, but once these are set up and you're at the right depth, you're rocking and rolling. They're fairly easy to set up. They're fun to use. Like I said, I love reeling the fish in under my own power. So hopefully that helps some of you guys that bought these. They're again super freaking sweet. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit more of these kind of how-to videos. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, stay classy, y'all.
Let's get started.